Some months before, Jungkook sat at the massive desk tapping his pen against a document as he glared at the phone screen and another text from his grandfather. Meet the girl tomorrow at 7 p.m. at Blue Pearl Restaurant. No excuses. Jungkook ground, running a hand through his dark hair. This was the fifth blind date his grandfather had set up for him this month. He didn't have time for romance. His company was his purity. But the old man was adamant about one thing marriage, a grandchild, no exceptions. That's when his sharp eyes landed on Mayan, his newly appointed personal secretary. She was standing near the coffee machine, stirring her drink absent-mindedly, while mumbling something under her breath. Her long lashes fluttered as she sipped her coffee, and Jungkook caught the way she slightly pouted after burning her tongue. Vian nearly choked on her drink before turning to face him, her eyes wide. Yes, sir, marry me. Vian coughed. She pounded her fist on her chest dramatically, looking at him like he had grown a second head. Sorry, what? She asked in disbelief while Jungkook leaned back in his chair, completely serious. I need a wife, you are available, let's get married. He simply said his expressions unreadable while Vian looked at him with wide eyes. Did you just propose me like you are asking me to photocopy a document? She said, looking at him weirdly, even though her heart was still beating uncontrollably. Would you rather I go down on one knee? He said, his voice calm while Vine stared at him, trying to process his words. This man, the cold, arrogant, insanely handsome man she had been secretly ruling over since day one, was asking her to marry him. Hold on, why me? She asked, coming out of her thoughts, while Jungkook signed, rubbing his temples. My grandfather won't stop setting me up on dates. He wants me married, and I don't have time for that. It will be a contract marriage, and you are my secretary. You know my schedules, my habits, and you don't irritate me too much. So you are perfect. He said while Van rolled her eyes. Wow, how romantic. She scoffed in disbelief, muttered some cursing. You will be paid handsomely, he said like it's nothing, while Van stopped her mouth to hang open. I accept. She said, looking in his eyes while Jungkook raised his brow. That fast? I mean, you are hot as hell, and I already made you shirtless on a daily basis. So why will I say no? She thought and cleared her throat. I mean, yes, I accept because I care about your well-being as a dedicated employee. She shrugged while Jungkook squinted at her, but shrug also. Fine, we will register the marriage tomorrow. No one can know, except my grandfather. One gasped dramatically. Wait, so no wedding dress, no honeymoon in Maldives? She said to tease him while Jungkook bit his inner cheek. You can take a picture with a fake bouquet if it helps. He replied mid and chuckled in disbelief. This man is impossible, but now I will be his wife, not to mention a contract one. But who cares? This hot, handsome, cold, arrogant boss of mine will be my husband. Cool, she thought. Oh, maybe he fall for me or we both fall on the bed. Toba toba. Don't think like that, you pervert. And just like that, she became Mrs. Jones. Days passed and one found herself setting into her new role as the secret contract wife of the CEO. It wasn't too bad, she still worked as his secretary, but now she got to live in his luxurious penthouse. The only problem, Lela. Lela was Jungkook's best friend's younger sister, and she had an obvious, very irritating crush on him. Every time she visited Jungkook's office, she would cling to his arm, giggling and twirl her hair while throwing side eyes at Ryan, knowing their contract marriage is just for the showcase to his grandfather. But she always felt insecure and jealous. One afternoon, Mingyu and Leila dropped by Jungkook's office. Mingyu left Leila as he had some work, while Ryan sat at her desk, pretending to type an email. But really, she was watching Leila's every move. Girl, he's my husband, okay? A contract one, but back off, Ryan thought. Oppa, you look so stressed. Want me to massage your shoulders? She said in her made up voice while Ryan mimicked her silently. No thanks. He pushed her hand that made Ryan smile. You are no fun, she pouted. Neither are you, Ryan muttered under her breath. What was that? She asked, looking at Ryan. Nothing, just admiring how persistent you are, she said as she faked a smile and Lala flipped her hair and said, way too close to Jungkook. I swear to God if she bats her lashes one more time, I'm throwing my stapler. She murmured under her breath while Jungkook glanced at Ryan, noticing her weird facial expressions and the way she was aggressively stabbing her keyboard. A small smirk tugged at his lip. Why? He calls out, and Wan instantly looks in his direction. Yes, your husband? Ella choked on her drink while Jungkook raised an amused eyebrow at Wan's tone, but he went along with it. Come to the conference room, we need to discuss something important, he said as he stood up fixing his coat while Wan grinned victoriously and escaped after him, while Lala sat there fumming. One evening, Jungkook was lounging at home in sweatpants when the doorbell rang. Wan, who was making coffee, peeked outside. Oh hell no. She internally screamed as Layla stood there, dressed in a tight dress, her eyes scanning Jungkook like a predator. Oppa, I was in the area and thought I will visit, she said in her irritating voice, trying to be cute while Jungkook internally sighed. I hope you never visit her again, he thought. Can I come in? She asked, already stepping inside. The hell, you already in my house? But before Ryan could say anything, Jungkook signed and let her in. Layla immediately sat beside him, clinging to his arm, while Jungkook moved, immediately pushing her hand. That's it, she murmured, gritting her teeth, her eyes throwing daggers towards Layla. Jungkook, can you come to our room for a moment? With the sweetest smile, she called out, and Jungkook immediately got up, revealed for an excuse to escape. As Jungkook entered inside, one shut the door behind her. Time for a little drama, she smirked as she dramatically collapsed on the floor, holding her ankle. My ankle, she cries out, holding her foot while Jungkook rushed to her in panic. Are you okay? He asked, looking concerned. While one glanced at the door, she could see the shadow moving behind the door. Lela outside heard the noises and her face turned pale as Ryan was making noises to confuse Lela, while Jungkook held Ryan onto the bed. Where does it hurt? He asked, slowly looking at her foot while Vine bit her lip to suppress her laughter. Everywhere, she moaned. Should I call a doctor? He asked, cupping her face while Vine shook her head. No, just stay close. Oh, Jungkook, please be gentle, she said a little loud when Jungkook tried to touch her ankle, while Jungkook got confused, but he listens. Is it hurt? Should I apply some oil? He asked, and Maya nodded, pressing her lips tightly together to not burst out laughing. Then, as he turned to grab oil, Maya quickly hooked her bra at the back side of his shirt that she had hid under the pillow. It will hurt a bit, but it will be okay, he said, and as he started applying oil on Maya's ankle, she painfully cried out that made Jungkook more concerned. It hurts, Jungkook. Don't cry, I'm not doing anything, he said as Maya nodded. I will send Layla home first, then I will take you to the hospital, okay? Totally unaware of anything, he said while Van hummed. And when Jungkook turned around, Van covered her mouth because of her hanging on his shirt. Jungkook stepped outside, and Layla, already wide eyes, get more widened when she saw hanging on his back. Oppa, there is something on you. She pointed at his back while Jungkook frowned. What? He turns to look where Lala pointed, barely containing her shock while Jungkook reached back, pulling the bra off. His ear turned red. Damn it, Ryan, he murmured under his breath while Lala gasped. You two were? She stopped as Jungkook shoved the bra in his pocket, his face heating up while Lala's hopes shuddered in minutes. Go home, Layla, it's getting late, he said in cold tone, and Layla quickly rushed outside as she thought what Vine wants to make her think, and after shutting the door, he turned and smirked as he understood Vine's trick. He immediately rushed to their room. Jungkook shut the door behind him and turned slowly, his sharp eyes locking onto Vine, who was still grinning like a troublemaker. She stood near the bed, hands behind her back, clearly way too proud of her little stunt. You think you are funny, huh? I have no idea what you are talking about, she asked innocently while Jungkook is taking slow, calculated steps towards her that made Vine's smile falter slightly. She had seen this look before, the look he gave competitors before crushing them in business. Jungkook, let's not be rushed now, she said before she nervously chuckled, and before she could take another step back, Jungkook launched, grabbing her waist and pulling her towards him in one swift motion. She yelled as she stumbled forward, her hands instinctively landing on his chest. Wait, let's talk about this like mature adult. Jungkook ignored her, effortlessly lifting her by the waist and tossing her onto the bed. She let out a squeak as she bounced slightly, her hair fanging around on the pillow. Before she could scramble away, Jungkook catched her in. one knee on the mattress beside her, and both hands pressed into the sheets, tapping her beneath him, while her heart was pounding and cheeks turned red. Hey, now let's not do anything crazy. Crazy? You mean like hanging your bra on me in front of Lala, like a tag I belong to you? He said, while Vian bit her lip, trying not to laugh. It was genius though, she muttered while Jungkook raised his brow. Oh, you think so? His voice was dangerously low now, sending shivers down her spine while his face was way too close, his breath funning over her cheek. It's just a harmless prank, Van gulped. Harmless? He chuckled darkly. Do you have any idea how humiliating that was? He said, looking deep in her eyes, trying to look serious, but Van giggled. But Lila totally believed we were. That's the problem, Ryan. He spoke before she could complete her sentence. Huh? She asked, confused, while Jungkook exhaled sharply, running a hand through his hair before looking straight into her eyes. I don't want it to be fake, he said as Ryan blinked. What? She asked, not understanding his intentions, while Jungkook's jaw tightened before he signed. Like he was finally giving into something he had been resisting for too long. This marriage, it was supposed to be a contract, a business deal. No emotions, no attachments. He leaned closer, his lips inches away from hers. Damn it, man, you ruined everything. I ruined what? She whispered while Jungkook smirked slightly, but his eyes were serious. Your stupid antics, your annoying habits, the way you talk to yourself when you work, the way you sneak glances at me when you think I am not looking, the way you make my house feel less empty. Once heart skip a bit. They never broke the eye contact. You made me fall for you, idiot. He said, and Vine's breath hissed. You love me? She asked softly, her heart fluttered. She couldn't help but blush as Jungkook nodded. Yeah, and I was just waiting for you to feel the same, he said softly while Vine felt her eyes sting, her heart racing. She had fallen for him a long time ago, but she never thought he would feel the same. I do love you, she said. Her voice was low, like she was whispering, while Jungkook smirked. Good, good? She confusedly asked, and Jungkook suddenly leaned in, his lips ghosting over hers. Because that means I can do this, he murmured, and without another word, he kissed her. It wasn't soft or hesitant, it was deep, passionate, and full of everything they had been holding back. His hands gripped her waist, pulling her flesh against him, and one melted into the kiss, her finger tangling in his hair. When they finally pull away, both breathless, Jungkook smirked down at her. Let's make your fake scenarios real, Vian. He said, his voice deep, while Viana's widened. What you mean? No contract, no fake marriage. He brushed his lips against her ear, his voice a deep whisper. Let's be real husband and wife, Vine. Vine felt her whole body heat up. You gonna kill me? She murmured, her cheek a deep shade of red, while Jungkook chuckled, pressing another soft kiss to her lips. I will just love you properly, he said, and Vine pulled him in a tight hug while they both laughed and continued to kiss each other's lips and cheeks until they both become one. With that, their contract marriage officially ended. Because this time it was real.